In part one of this series, I express how challenging it is to live in the present when the pain, guilt, or distress of yesterday are weighing heavily on our shoulders. All the pressures and demands of life are pushing us into tomorrow. Now, if you have not listened to this, I would encourage you to do so. I remember once going to the IT manager of a company where I worked, expressing my frustration at how slowly my laptop was working. I noticed that he was issuing newer looking laptop to other staff, which left me feeling envious and annoyed. I wanted a laptop which wasn't slow or loses charge quickly. He asked me about the state of my desktop and how many programs I had running in the background. He reminded me that the more files I had saved on my desktop and the more programs I had open and running, the slower my laptop would be. I was a bit annoyed, as I thought a newer laptop would solve my problem. Also, I was feeling a bit impatient with myself, as I found it easier to store things on my desktop and I was resisting changing. The IT manager also encouraged me to delete files which I no longer needed, particularly those out of date. I was reminded to get rid of duplications and to store files in folders in the right places. This certainly cleaned up my desktop. For a while, I had a tidy desktop and a laptop which start and work efficiently. How easy it was, and still is, for me to go back to an untidy and packed desktop. However, I did learn some valuable lessons, which I think connects here. Our ability to love, to live, and be attentive in the present can be slowed down or hindered by the many thoughts and feelings which we have collected or stored over the years. Some of these may need to be stored elsewhere or deleted because they're out of date or a duplication. We've heard of autopilot. In an aeroplane, the pilot gives over control of most of the flight to the autopilot. When we are on autopilot, we've given over control. This is not necessarily a bad thing. It's normal to be working from our autopilot. For instance, when we're driving or brushing our teeth, we don't pay attention to all the minute details. We're aware of the activities we're participating in, but at times may not pay attention to all the details of the activities. Autopilot, however, is not productive or helpful if it's kicked into being because we are too busy, or when it brings up mainly negative thoughts or feelings. One of the ways we can update, change, or renew our thoughts and feelings is to examine them, to look at them. This, however, can be tricky. When our thoughts and feelings are painful or uncomfortable, we tend to want to hide them, to ignore them, to suppress them, or to cover them up. But carefully examining them can help us establish whether they are out of date, need to be deleted, or stored elsewhere. I like this saying from the Bible: focus your thoughts on what is true, lovely, pure, and admirable. We could, when we are examining our thoughts, ask ourselves these questions. What is this thought or feeling I'm having now? and pay attention to it. Are they coming from a particular memory? Is this thought still true today as it was a week or a year ago? What am I saying to myself? What are some of the self-talks that I'm having with myself? How true, lovely, pure, and admirable are my thoughts? In all these questioning, please remember to be compassionate and kind. I know and understand that this process can be difficult for some of us to go through by ourselves. You could ask a trusted friend or a family member to support you with this, or you may want to seek the support of a counsellor or a therapist. I sometimes say that the support and work of a counsellor could be similar to that of tidying your wardrobe and your drawers. I'll explain. From time to time, my wardrobes and drawers get really messy. Things are all over the place. My husband and daughter, who can be ruthless, help me to get rid of outdated and tattered items of clothing. They help me to tidy up and replace things so I know exactly where things are. A counselor or a therapist can support you to work through that process of working out what is outdated, what needs to be deleted, support you through that process with your thoughts and feelings. If you feel that you would benefit from this type of support, please look out for my online service.